Hey guys, Mike Pope here from Roman Free. Just doing this video here to show what we have done, taking a completely standard 200 series Landcruiser and building it up for full-time travel. So firstly, let you know I'm not a four-wheel drive expert. I don't work in the field of four-wheel drives. I'm not a mechanic. Simply, I'm a father of 3 kids who, along with my wife, is traveling around Australia, and we've got a dog as well. We've done a full lap of Australia already in a 2021 Nissan Y62 Patrol and a caravan. What happened was we sold our caravan to upgrade. The new caravan was going to be too heavy for what the 62 was legally allowed to carry, so we went and bought a Chev 2500. Then the Chev was delayed by 8 months or so, which was meaning we're going to have a new caravan with no vehicle to tow it. So what happened, being from Victoria, we were able to do a post-rego GVM and GCM upgrade, which was done by Lovells, meaning we've got now 4-ton towing and 7.8-ton GCM and also 4.2-ton GVM, but we're still capped with that 7.8-ton GCM. So I'll go over that shortly. Again, when I'm not here to say, you know, what products I've got are better than anyone else's, because there's some incredible products out there. I've simply chosen what we've put on this vehicle for some through availability, some through practicality, some just because I like the look of it. So I'll go over each one. I'll give a bit of a breakdown of the costs and stuff involved. You don't need all of this stuff. We just basically built this vehicle for how we wanted it after doing our first lap. The Chev 2500 is still on order. However, we're so happy with what we've done with this, we'll probably just on-sell it when it's finally ready. Now, at the moment, we are in the outback. I've got Ayers Rock behind me, so the vehicle is not clean. It's very hard to keep it clean with 3 kids on the best of times, but you know, if I had this sparkling, shiny car, it just wouldn't look real out here. So I'll go around it, you know, I'll give you my honest opinion of things. I'm not here to sell any products for any company or anything like that. And let us know what you think. We don't get on YouTube a whole lot, so hit us up on Instagram or on Facebook @_Roman Free, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. All right, just quickly while I'm in the vehicle before I jump out, I've got the Ultra Gauge here. So this is I suppose an analytical piece of equipment. It reads over 50 parts of your vehicle. It plugs into your OBD, and that way it gives you a full rundown. So you know, I can check my transmission temperature, you know, engine load, exact fuel economy, and the great thing is if you get any warning lights come up on the vehicle, you can check what they are and actually reset it through this, so you don't have to go to a licensed license place or anything like that and pay the money for a reset. But you want to make sure that you have definitely fixed the problem before you clear it. Just over here is the Innotec RV tire pressure monitoring system. I'm still not 100% sold on this compared to a few other ones. You know, bang for buck is great. Unfortunately, this is a VX model that doesn't have the tire pressure sensors built in, unlike the Nissan Patrol did. But also, I wanted it anyway for the caravan. So if I have a slow flat or anything like that, I can you know, quickly pull over before you know, it's fully ripped off the rim and done a lot more damage than something that I might be able to fix, like with a puncture or something like that. All right, here we're just going to move around the vehicle, and just through the trees over there is actually Ayers Rock, so you can see we are in the outback here. So you know, here's the front end of it, and I'll go through each of the items and what we've changed so far on it. So first thing you kind of notice is that the bull bar. So I love this thing. If it was available for the Y62 Patrol, I would have put it on that. I was debating between this and the Rhino Evo bar. I'm pretty happy with this, that I went like that original choice, and I love that I could just mount those big laser lamp spotties on there as well. So as we move forward, carbon winch. Been around for a little while now. This is a 12,000 Scout Pro, or 12,000 pound Scout Pro winch. You know, remote control, and it's also got a point I can plug in here if, you know, it goes flat or anything like that. Ironically, I actually went to school with a guy that started this. You know, it's an Aussie company. Like supporting locals where I can. Haven't actually had to use it in Anchor yet, but you know, great products, and I've also got a lot of recovery gear as well to go with it, which I've got in the boot there. So as I'm sitting under here, actually, may as well go through. Even though this bar comes with some recovery points, they're a bit harder to get to. So I jumped on K-on. I've got the underbody protection here, those bash plates. Got rid of that flimsy stuff that it comes with. Some real heavy duty kind of 5mm steel here to protect underneath, you know, protect the diff and the sump and that kind of thing. And then also just some recovery points here, so a lot easier to access, especially if I'm kind of stuck somewhere. Hopefully I won't be, but you never know. So, all right. just as I'm working up here, let's hit the laser lamps. So laser lamps, purely quality, they look fantastic. They're made in the UK. Mate, these turn night into day. Absolutely love these things. You know, gives it the whole look as well. And also from laser lamps, we've got a couple of working lights up here on the roof. So these things just got some yellow covers on it, just keep the bugs away. I can take them off, but you know, just lights up the sites when we're free camping there. All right, I'll make my way around. There's my my UHF radio from Oricom. I'll go more into that when I'm back in the cabin. So as I work around here, the Safari R-Max snorkel, not the best looking snorkel. I prefer the look of the 5-inch stainless snorkels that are on the market. However, for performance, the amount of air it can get in, I just don't think you can beat the Safari R-Max. And so I've also upgraded the airbox as well. I'll open the bonnet shortly and we'll go into that. Right, we've got a little bit of dust under here now, but we've got the Patrol Doctor airbox, stainless steel bolt-in. Also uses the factory air filters as well, so always easy to get replaced. But you hear a few issues with a bit of dust getting into some of these airboxes. So I want to make sure none of that would happen. And as in the standard airbox, that's why we upgraded to one of these to ensure no dust would get in. But with the snorkel, the airbox, we've also upgraded the exhaust system from the DPF back, which I'll go through later when I get to the rear of the car. And we've also had this dyno tuned as well. So just here to increase some performance, some power, better for towing as well, because end of the day we're towing close to 4 tons with this vehicle, and that's what it's predominantly here for. Alright, the only other thing you'll see under here is the iTech World 120 amp hour lithium battery. So these guys actually produce a battery that can be a lithium battery that can go under the bonnet here. Just to be safe, I've still got a bit of a heat shield around it. So this just powers effectively the fridge. I've got a few outlets on the back there for 12 volt, also the winch and things like that. And I've got some battery monitors on here as well. So Oricom make these battery monitors. I've got one on there and also one on the cranking battery, and I can just jump on my phone, download the app and see the battery health and make sure that there's no issues at all there. All right, so mirrors, instead of the towing mirrors, you're either looking at really MSA or Clearview. I do like the Clearview ones, however, I like the look of the MSA ones a bit better. So I like here, when you're looking at it, they just look like standard mirrors completely. You can pull these out here, so a bit longer, and then when you got the van on, even longer again there. Only downside of these, they don't have the function for the camera, so you got that 3D angle. However, everything else still works, blind monitoring and blind spot monitoring and all that kind of stuff as well. Obviously indicators, they all work, but you do lose it. They are a bit cheaper than the Clearviews. Personally, I like the look of them, and obviously sacrifice being able to mount that 3D. Right, wheels and tyres, very, very important, especially if you're hitting the tracks and or doing some beach driving, which is what we love to do. So I've gone the ROH. I love the look of them. These are the ROH Assaults. They're rated at 1,500 kilos each, so heavy duty there. The tyres are the BFG Goodrich KM3s, the mud terrains, and they are 305 60/18s, and these was the biggest I could go and still comfortably fit it underneath the vehicle. Otherwise I'd have to mount it on the roof, which is already full, or get a rear bar to put it on. I've gone 5 of these, so 5 rims, 5 of the tyres, and I'll give a breakdown of the cost. Actually wasn't my first choice, however it was the only thing that was available in the size that I wanted at the time, with all the COVID issues and stuff going on. Alright, so here we are hitting the rock sliders. Took off the old flimsy standard steps. They just buckle and break. These things from Legend X are awesome, handcrafted. They're pretty heavy, so just bear that in mind. They're bolted to the chassis, and what I also like about these things is not only are they super heavy duty, they're custom made, so they actually, if you hit a rock or something, it actually kind of bumps you out of it. But the fact that if you need to change a tire or something, you can use a jack and connect it to any point of this rock slider here and jack the car up from there. Let's work on the roof. Usually when you're traveling, you're going to be using the roof for something. So obviously we've got the Max tracks here. Can't beat them as far as quality goes. We used to use some cheaper recovery tracks when we needed them. They just weren't that great. So I went the Max tracks. But the roof itself is the Yakima roof platform. What I love about this, I used to have the Rhino with a backbone system on the Patrol. This one just sits a little bit more sleeker, so it doesn't stick out as much on the sides, and also love the amount of accessories that this thing comes with. So you've got your Ace of Spades here for your spade holders, just clip in perfectly, that are lockable. Even the straps, it comes with all these straps here that keep the surfboard down. heavy duty, everything's lockable, so all your stuff on the roof's nice and secure. There's a few other things around the back of it as well, and even just like stoppers and things like that. You can even change all the locks, so they use just the one key. Also on the roof, you'll see with the awning. So the last time we were running a Batwing 270, you know, needed all the poles and things like that. Wanted the Bush Company one, so heavy duty. Look, they're not cheap, but you know, you don't have to tie it down or put all the poles down. And you'll notice it's sitting a bit different here, and that's because we've got this crock hinge on it. This product's awesome. Again, another Aussie family. So all we're doing here, we just tilt them up. It's on a strut. You know, sits like that. So that way when you want to use it, they also do them for their recovery tracks as well. But you know, I like the idea that I could make it nice and flat when not in use. You know, keeps it away from hitting things and stuff. But you know, also it's not sticking out the side. Yeah, great little product here. Crock hinge, get on them if you haven't got them already. Yeah, so that's the Bush Company 270 awning as well. There's a few great ones out there. You know, these are South African company, absolute quality. Jump on our Instagram page and you'll see it all set up and stuff. We'll be using that lots when we get over to WA and hitting the beaches there. Right, so at the back end here you can see all the plugs we've got for the caravan. This is the big 5-ton haul ace hitch that Lovells provides when you get that GCM upgrade. You know, that also comes with you know, diff drop, you know, new upper control arms, you know, there are resi shocks, all that kind of thing, and it's re-engineered, so they even chuck on some indicators on the side here. It took me a while to realise they put these on because it changes the classification of the vehicle, so we can, you know, tow our caravan legally, and you know, with it being tuned and stuff, we've got plenty of torque and no issues whatsoever doing that. Just looking under here, you can see our spare there that fits in nicely, and here is the Legend X exhaust. So the same guys that we got the rock sliders from. A bit dirty at the moment, but it's it goes into a 4-inch exhaust there. I like it because it's not too loud. The Y62 the Patrol sounded awesome with that V8 petrol. However, when we're towing constantly, you know, the noise was always there. With this, it's not the loudest. I think if you want a bit more of a note to it, you might have to, you know, remove the DPF or do a full exhaust system. Where this is just the DPF back 3-inch into a 4-inch. All right, guys. So this is the rear, and everyone's setup is always going to be different depending on, you know, what they have and what they need. So having a dog, we need an area for a dog. So here she can sit up nice and high. I've got the K-on cargo barrier, just fits onto the rear of the seat, so it's super easy to fit. I also love it's got the shelf there. So just on here I put the Bush barriers, so another Aussie company that provide the barriers there that, you know, magnets on the outside of your vehicle and just protect the exterior of your car from all the scratches and things like that. Again, jump on our page, you'll see them in action. But what we did here, we did a custom job. So my father-in-law is a builder, and we wanted the biggest drawer setup we could fit here. So what I'll do, I'll have to put the camera down in a second because I need 2 hands to open it. Underneath is a slide-out table. Again, we did a bit of a custom job here, something pretty cool that I'll show you shortly. We've got the smaller drawer, the Bushman's 85-litre fridge, obviously full of some stickers from the people we meet on it. Yeah, so I was opening it up here. This is the 85-litre fridge. I can actually fit about 3.5 slabs in here. Only thing is I need some fridge bars, because if you're moving around and it's, you know, not quite full, stuff will fall over. So that's the downside. But as far as room and easy access, absolutely love this fridge. So far it's been operating perfectly. I'm not sure what it's going to be like when we get to the really hot temperatures, but so far very happy with this product from Bushman's. Right, so behind here we've got our compressor, tucks in nicely out of the way. There's our outlet as well, so obviously, you know, we're doing tyres down and up quite regularly. I've just got a little you know, 12 volt that's even giving me the reading of my second battery here. Got the you know, USB and the USB-C plugs. This here plugged in cigarette lighter, that's actually I've just got some lights, actually they're on right now. So at night time, when you want something out of the rear of your car, makes it a lot easier if you can see what's going on. Here's the switches, one's for the compressor and one's for those work lights that on the roof from laser lamps. So there's for the compressor. Here's just a little gauge here. I don't know if you can see it with the glare coming through. It's just showing me the tire pressure. The pressure in the airbags and the suspension. As we've got airbags in our yeah. So in here, having this big drawer, it means we can fit. You know, we've got our electric chainsaw, which comes in very handy for firewood. We've got all our power tools, blowers, drills, impact drivers, our solar blanket as well if we're, you know, parked under a tree or something like that. We've got all the stuff for our compressor, our first aid kit. Now this is a must-have, and these guys make an incredible first aid kit. I was in the emergency services for 20 years, so I'm very big on this. Survival. It's in a full weatherproof bag. You get it out, everything's fully labelled, so when you need it quick. It's so easy to get to something, so make sure you got a good first aid kit. Even if it's not for you, you might meet someone on the road that needs some help pretty quickly. Right, here's our table. Look, it's amazing, it's beautiful. This is actually shells that our kids have collected from around Australia on our last lap, all in resin. So it's pretty heavy, but it's a bit of artwork that we've got on the road with us, and some amazing memories there. So it's a bit dirty at the moment. Last night we were watching the sunset at Uluru, and had some chips and dips and drinks and things. What I also love about the 200 that the Y62 didn't have, or the 300, is this tailgate. We actually put our tools in here as well, our quick, the ones we need quicker. We've got another toolbox in that drawer as well, but it also provides another seat. So I've got no idea why they got rid of the tailgate, but we bloody love it. Guys, moving in, they're pretty dirty at the moment from all the red sand and stuff, but get yourself some 3D mats. There's a few different companies that make them. They're molded to each model. No, these just save the interior carpet and stuff. We had them on the Y62 as well. So easy to vacuum and clean. If they get real muddy, just give them a good gurney. Yeah, worth their weight in gold. And here's that Oricom radio I went to. There's obviously some competitors out there and other brands. The reason I went these guys, bang for buck, they're incredible, but the main thing is you can listen to 2 channels at once. So if you want to be on channel 40, listen to all the road trains and other vans and stuff out there, and then want to be on another channel because you're traveling with a few other families, great way to do it, so you don't have to keep switching back and forth. So yeah, being able to do the 2 channels is awesome, especially if you're traveling with a bit of a convoy. All right guys, now this thing here, there we go, that's the torque lock converter. If you've got a 200, even even other diesels out there, I would definitely recommend getting one of these. Cost a bit over $1,000 I think, but I didn't have it turned on when I was driving from Melbourne to Mildura, and every little incline the transmission was trying to kick back gears. The transmission temperature I was checking up on my ultra gauge there was around 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. As soon as I turned it on and started using it, it was running around 70 degrees, and way easy to drive, way smoother to drive. Helps with fuel economy as well, and it's not working at transmission as hard, so definitely worth the money. Get one of these torque lock converters. All right guys, I'm back at the caravan. Now let's talk prices, because that's what everyone wants to know. So obviously the price of a 200 series is the price of a 200 series. If you want to look at that, jump on car sales and see what it is. Obviously you're paying your stamp duties and all that kind of shit. So the very first thing we bought was the Bush Company awning. That was about $2,000, maybe a touch over that. Obviously a lot more than most awnings, but they're heavy duty. They're pretty they're pretty weighty as well. But just being able to pull it straight out without having to put any bars down or anything, they're unreal. I think the winch I've got here is about $17.59. That's a carbon off-road winch. We also bought a bunch of recovery gear as well, so I haven't got the prices on that, but again, I suppose that's not part of the car. The Lovells GVM GCM upgrade. This was the big one from Lovells, the 4.2 ton GVM upgrade with the 4-ton tow-in and the 7.8 ton GCM. Again, it's only available I think in Victoria. A lot of states out there can't do it. This was a tad under $13,000, so a lot of money, but a lot went into it, and obviously the engineering and stuff. Unfortunately they got you by the balls a little bit, because our caravan was going to be over 3.5 ton, so legally to do it, we had to get that upgrade to do it. The wheels, so we've got for 5 of the ROH rims was $2,100, and the tyres, which were the BFG Muddies, that was $2,750 for 5 of them. We've got the MSA tow mirrors was $806. The Bushman's fridge, that's the 85 litre one, retails at $14.95. The bull bar, so TJM Ventura bull bar, colour match, so painted, fitted, and also they fitted the winch as well because it was easy to do it at the same time. TJM down at Pakenham in Victoria did that for me. That was $5,150 for the lot. UHF, what I've got $978. That's also, actually I didn't even show it in the video, I've just got the cellular antenna as well, so I just need to buy myself a little bracket to put the phone in, and it's got an antenna that folds down on the roof. I can put that up and gets me better, like the Cellfire, gets me better phone reception and internet as well. The airbags and the suspension, that was included in that price of $12,918, I think. I think they quoted me $670 for airbags fitted to the rear suspension. As the caravan is over 3.7 ton, most of the time, by law, you need to be running the weight distribution hitch, which came with the Lovells upgrade as well. If you've got any questions about that Lovells upgrade, there's a lot of people that argue about it. Hit up Lovells, jump on their website, give them a call about it. Again, I don't work for them. I simply needed it done so I could make sure that I was covered by law. I've got a compliance plate here. It's insured for it. It's registered with Vic Roads, so it's all legit. The tyre pressure monitor system for with 8 sensors for all 8 tyres for the caravan and the car. That was $428. The electronic brake controller. So one of the things I missed was the DC to DC charger from Red Arc. I've got a DC to DC charger that also has the solar input. So if I'm somewhere and I'm not driving for a while and the second battery's not getting charged, I can pull out the solar blanket and charge up that second battery from that. I think they're about $500 from memory for the DC to DC charger, maybe a tad more. And the electronic brake controller, that was $395, and that's obviously needed when you're towing anything more than 750 kilos. The Airbag Man kit with a compressor was $12.95. I actually got a couple of the gauges to be able to put the airbags up and down, which I didn't fit because I just wasn't using them that much. But that was with the digital gauge and the compressor itself and all the hoses and things like that. The Max Tracks are around $400. The USB 12-volt charging station, just so I can charge things off the back drawers there, which is connected to the second battery. That was only $40 online. The cargo barrier, so I bought a few things from K-On. The cargo barrier, which is obviously at the back with that shelf, the recovery points underneath the front bar, and those bash plates or that underbody protection. That whole lot was $1348, so $1,348. The Yakima roof platform, I think that was around the $2,000 mark. I put a price here, but I think I stuffed it up because we bought so much at one time. Pretty on par with your Rhinos and your ARB base racks, all around 2,000. With the once you've got the mounting option as well on it. Ultra gauge, again, $249. The battery monitors were about $60 each from Oricom. A big expense for us was I took it down to SEDS Performance, also in Pakenham in Victoria. I've got the torque lock converter, which was, I think it was about $1,000. The tune, so the dyno tune gave me an extra bit over 20% in power and torque, so I'm pretty happy with that. If you jump on the Instagram page, I've got our Roman Free page, which is all about our travels. I've also got another page called mod_cruiser. You can see all the performance updates and stuff there, and a few of the things I've done over time on just the car. So from SEDS Performance, I had the Safari RMAX Snorkel. I had the Patrol Doctor Airbox, the dyno tune, and the torque lock converter, and that whole thing was $4,850. The drawers were obviously custom built by my father-in-law, absolute legend of a guy, and that was $735 in materials. The Legend X supplied me with the exhaust DPF back, which I fitted myself, and the rock sliders, which I fitted myself, and that was $3,125, which is the recommended retail price. The second battery, it's the Lithium Innotec battery, 120 amp hour, and that was $938 delivered. I think they had a special on for $899, and the 3D floor mats was $298, and I spent $14.85 at an auto elec to get them to hook up a bunch of stuff that I wasn't prepared to do myself. So anyway, I hope that helps. Obviously a fair bit of money's gone into this. Caravanning is an expensive pastime, I suppose, and if you want to, for us, we want to be out on the beaches, we want to hit the four-wheel drive tracks. We've obviously got the 5 of us and a dog. We want to be able to go off grid. Our caravan, our new van, weighing in the high 3 tons mark, probably pushing 4 tons when I got water full in it. Yeah, I'll be doing another YouTube video on the caravan and the walkthrough, as we do like doing the off-grid. We do like going off-road with the van as well, and that's set up for that. So if you've got any questions, again, I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything. We simply built this on how we wanted it. after doing a lap in another car. The only thing I want to put on this now that I haven't done yet is Apple CarPlay. I'm still looking at a few different options. A lot of them have little glitches and stuff like that, but I'm sure I'll come across one pretty soon that I can put into this. And after that, I think we're all good to go. So once that Chev is ready, as I said, we'll probably end up you know, selling it. I just can't justify spending probably another $100,000 on that to put the canopy and set up in it with everything that I need, and the suspension again, and the wheels and the bars and lights and things like that. And it would also mean, in order to have the payload that I need on that Chev, it'd have to be, it's derated to be 5.2 ton GVM, which would mean that you know, Brooke would have to go, my wife would have to go and get her light rigid license, and we'd always have to be 0-0, you know, so we can't go out for a drink at lunchtime or anything like that. So keeping that in mind, we think we'll hold on to this. We've taken it from Melbourne now up to Uluru. We're pretty happy with it, and you know, stoked with what it's done and its performance and economy and things like that. But yeah, hopefully I've answered a few questions or given you a few ideas or tips. And if you've got anything you'd like to ask, jump on our Instagram or Facebook page _Roman Free and hit us up. Cheers, guys.